Are you wondering about the wonderful world of opal? You've come to the right place. My name is Sheila from Satin Crystals, and today we are discussing opal, its meanings, its metaphysical properties, and if it is a stone that could benefit you. What could also benefit you is subscribing to this channel if you haven't yet, and liking this video so you'll stay up to date on all of your favorite gemstone videos. Now let's learn about opal. What is opal? Opal is a hydrated silica that forms in tiny microscopic little spheres. Imagine little tiny crystal balls, and depending on how those spheres are arranged within the stone will determine if you have precious opal or common opal. So in precious opal, which you are probably the most familiar with, the little spheres are organized in a very uniform pattern. So light can deflect off of these spheres and it gives it that brilliant play of color that you are familiar with. These necklaces I have on here, if you look very closely, will have that play of color. I'll show it to you more up close later. Now, precious opal makes up only around 5% of the opals found worldwide. The other 95% you may not be as familiar with is the common opal. And common opals also have those microscopic silica spheres, but they are in a disorganized fashion within the stone, and so the light does not reflect off of them. It does not have that play of color. It has more of a uniform color that looks like other stones without that brilliant flash, but it is still opal. So common opal versus precious opal, they are all opals and they all come in different colors, different inclusions, different formations. Let's learn more. The top 5 questions that we are going to answer about opal today are: what are the different types of opal? What are the metaphysical crystal healing properties of opal? What are the different colors of opal and their meanings? What is the opal curse? And how do you care for your opal? What are the different types of opals? Opals come in a wide range of colors and formations and qualities, as we were saying. Depending on the region that they come in will also determine their type. For example, today Australia is the #1 miner of opals. So you'll find all sorts of different types of precious opals in Australia, along with your common opals like this pink tumbled opal stone from Australia. If you are in the market for really high valued, brilliant play of color pieces, you can check out certified Australian opal websites to find those pieces there. You also have the Ethiopian opals. Now these are relatively new to the gemstone market. They also have that brilliant play of color on the surface and within the stone, like the Australian gemstones do, but they are found in larger pieces, and so they are more affordable. Also, most of these Ethiopian opals have porous surfaces, so they will additionally shift color when you place them in water. Because of that hydrated silica in the water, it'll turn a little bit more clear and perhaps even a little bit more brilliant. We'll check that out a little bit later. Highlight opal is found worldwide. It is usually in this translucent, bubbly formation. Little, looks like kind of bubble wrap formation. But what is so unique about it is that many of the highlight opal pieces will glow under UV light. So let's take a look here. You can see that it has that green glow. Maybe this will be better. I'll show you once again in darker light. But that green glow is caused by uranium. So the uranium inclusions within the crystal. Now don't worry, the uranium does not pose a threat to your health, as it is in such a trace small amount. Plus it is crystallized within this stone that you can handle it without fear. So hyalite opals are special in that glowing phenomena. Dendritic or moss opal is an opal that has branching fern-like inclusions. So it looks like little plant fossils, but they're actually black mineral inclusions. So those are dendritic opal stones. You'll usually find them within the white opal or sometimes in the yellow opal as well. Little dendritic inclusions. You also have Mexican fire opal. Now this is a rare gemstone in that it has a fiery reddish orange glow to it, sometimes looking like flamed inclusions because of manganese and iron inclusions. It doesn't have that play of color like other opals where the light is moving around and shimmering, but it does have that deep glow within its translucent substance. In the translucent part of the stone, you'll see that deep red fiery glow. So that's Mexican fire opals. Another opal that is found in Mexico is called the violet flame opal, or a morado opal, or just a purple opal. So you can see that there's purple fluorite and white silica in the stone. This pendant is actually set with some precious opals as well. The tiny little opals have that play of color, but morado or the violet flame does not have play of color. It is coveted for its purple stripes and veins. What are the metaphysical healing properties of opal? Now, opal has a wide range of healing properties, especially because it comes in so many different formations and colors. But overall, the opal family is used to strengthen your imagination, your creativity, and bring out your innate talents to the world. It has a very serene undertone of energy, and then it has that spark, that energy, that fiery energy, the vibrancy, that you can stay grounded while shining your personality through the world. I'm going to show you a few ways that you can use your different opal stones in your healing practice. If you know any others, please do share them here, as we love to learn about different methods. So first of all, if you have opal hearts, they are great to gift to loved ones to strengthen that bond between you. Here we have a pink opal heart, perfect for the heart chakra energy. Many people use opal as a dream stone. As a companion to your sleep, you can have it by your bedside. If there's small pieces, maybe under your pillow or even under your bed. Have opal ready for when you do wake up and you want to recall those dreams and maybe even interpret what they mean, all the symbolism. So hold on to opal to help you process your dreams and find out what they mean. Place opal towers and stones around your home to attract those people who are meant to be in your life. Opal is also a stone that aligns you with your destiny. So place opal around you and have those other beings naturally attract to your life as was destined and meant to be. Wear your opal bracelets. So when you are working on anything that requires that creative energy, they will be there to remind you of your goals and inspire you. You can make an opal gem elixir to help clear those creativity blockages in your aura. So you can use opal stones to Infuse your water either in the direct or indirect method and drink that throughout the day. What do the different colors of opal mean? Now, as we mentioned, opal comes in a wide variety of colors. You could cover all of your different chakras in a different color of opal, so it makes it a very versatile healing stone. So first of all, we have white opal. White opal could be nice, bright white, or maybe off-white, a little bit grayish. It is used at the crown chakra to connect you with that spiritual energy, your higher self, so you can align to your destiny in this life. White opal. Then you can have purple opal. So the purple opal is perfect for your third eye chakra to help you to see beyond the physical realm and embrace what the spiritual world has for you while you are living this present human life. So purple opal you can use at your third eye chakra to see those visions of what your destiny, your life path should be. You also find blue opal, perfect for your throat chakra, to open up that communication center, to relieve any stress-related anxieties so you can express yourself freely. Blue opal. As you may know, the heart chakra vibrates with two colors, green and pink. Pink for the higher heart chakra and green for your main heart chakra. So pink and green opal are perfect to use at your heart chakra to balance any love energy, to remove any emotional traumas that may be blocking your progression. Yellow opal is perfect for your solar plexus chakra, which is located right above your belly button, and this is the area of emotional balance. So using yellow opal at the solar plexus chakra will bring you that confidence, that cheerfulness, that support that you need to feel secure in your life. At your sacral chakra, you will want to use that fiery reddish orange opal. This is your creativity center, and you want to make sure that it is clear so that you can come up with those ideas, the successful ideas that'll get you far. Out of the box thinking, creativity, imagination. Orange fire opal is perfect for your sacral chakra. At your root chakra, for your grounding energy, you can use brown opal. So brown opal is great for that grounding energy, especially when you're doing any kind of spiritual work. You want to make sure that you're still here on earth, not spaced out somewhere. This brown opal is actually from Madagascar, and sometimes you will see it labeled as black opal, but in fact, black opal is one of the most rare and precious of opals. It is a dark black opal body with that brilliant play of color on top. So this is not black opal if you do see it marketed that way. This is a brown opal, perfect for your grounding and also protection during any kind of spiritual work. You can use brown opal. What is the opal curse? Now, there is a period where the opal was said to be cursed, a lot of superstition going around, and there's three main reasons for this. First of all, there was a novel by Sir Arthur Scott in 1929 where the heroine wore opal. It had supernatural powers, but then when a drop of holy water touched that opal, all the color drained out, and she consequently died. Diamond traders also fueled this fire because they said that opal is cursed and you should instead buy their diamonds. There's also a theory that in the old days, Opals didn't have the modern day techniques of treatment to make them more stable. So when jewelers went to polish them or make them into jewelry, they would just crack and crumble when they dried out, and they said opals are cursed. Now there's many other theories and stories about this, but the important thing to know is that opals are not cursed. They are a natural gemstone. They are what you make of them. There are just as many positive stories about opal energy. So let us know, what do you think? Are opals cursed? Have you used opals positively? I hope so. How do you care for your opals? Now, as I said, the Ethiopian opals, which do have that porous surface, can be placed in water to see the brilliant play of color even more clearly, but they can absorb too much water where the little spheres can't take it anymore, and they could be stressed, crack, and damage the stone. So there's a delicate balance with water versus no water for these Ethiopian opals. You do want to keep them in a relatively humid environment. You don't want them to dry out too much. You don't want them to be too wet. So that's how to take care of porous opals like Ethiopians. However, the Australian opals, which are non-porous, are okay in water. They will not absorb water into their little spheres. So they are okay being washed in water. Either way, it doesn't really matter. You could just use a soft cloth as well. If in doubt, always just use a soft cloth. Make sure that the opals are nice and dry before you store them. Now, you also want to make sure that they are not in high heat, which could also crack them. And you want to make sure that they are not scratched by anything harder than 5.5 to 6.5, which is their reading on the Mohs scale of hardness. So to take care of your opals, make sure you know what type of opal you have so you know exactly how you are caring for them. Any of the opals, you do not want to use any kind of harsh chemicals, any kind of ultrasonic jewelry cleaners, as these will definitely destroy them. That being said, if you are looking for energetic cleansing, programming, and charging of your gemstones, we do have a very popular video on crystal care at Satin Crystals, and I'll link to it here so you can go ahead and study that. Now that you know a little bit more about opals, you can learn even more in-depth information at the Satin Crystals meaning page. And while you're there, make sure to join the Satin Crystals VIP Club. It is free, and we send out crystal information every single week. Now, are you somebody who could benefit from opal in your life? If you can relate to one or more of these statements, make sure that opal is in your collection. So first of all, if you need a little spark to your imagination, like when you were a child and everything just was an open world of possibilities, use opal. If you are somebody who wants to balance all of your chakras with one versatile stone, you can collect the whole range of opal colors. If you are looking for a dream companion, use opal at your bedside and help interpret those dream symbolisms. If you are seeking a stone that'll help you align to your destiny in this life, opal is great for you. And if you want a stone to bring out your talents so you can express yourself freely and show the world who you really are, opal is your perfect friend. You can find real opals at Satin Crystals, and stay tuned because we are going to go over real versus fake opals and how to identify them. So make sure you're subscribed so that you won't miss out on that upcoming video. I also want to invite you to stay tuned as I'm going to give you a closer view into the opals that I have shown you in this video so you can see them more clearly. So let's take a closer look at our Ethiopian opals, which have that porous surface. So I've submerged part of the necklace in water. So the bottom part you'll see is a little bit more translucent now. Once I take them out of water, the white one here is much more clear on the bottoms where it was touching the water, and is still milky white on the tops. So I don't want to leave them too long in the water because it could cause cracking. And then the yellow one just has more of a brilliance where the water was touching versus where it was out in the air. Now keep these out of submerged water for too long. They do like some hydration, but not too much hydration. But as you can see, they do have that brilliant play of color that opal is known for. And then we'll move on to our Mexican fire opal, so you can see it a little bit more clear, I hope. That's the back and the front, those fiery sparks within that vein there. And the purple opal with the white silica. There's the pendant version with the precious opals. Then you have a nice blue opal here from the USA. And the white opal, which also you can find here in the sphere. And you can see a little bit more closely the dendrites, dendritic opal or mossy opal. They look like little fern branches within the stone, but they're actually mineral inclusions. Here's the brown opal we were talking about. And then let's look at our highlight opal. Let's put this camera down for a sec so I can get the UV light and show you when it's a little bit darker. See, nice and green. There we go, nice and green with the UV light. And then nice and clear without it. That was a little bit of a closer view, close-up of those opals. Not the best camera work, but I hope you could tell a little bit more clearer. We do have pictures and the products on our site as well, so you can see better views of all those opals. I want to thank you for watching, for liking, subscribing to our channel, and I will see you in the next gemstone video. Stay tuned for real versus fake opal and an upcoming opal guided meditation. Thank you for your positive energy here at Satin Crystals.